Hey everybody, I just wanted to give everybody a quick little update here because I just had something really bad happen to me and I'm really upset about it. And well, the long and the short of it, so I had a hard drive fail on me and I ended up losing about 20 to 30 hours of footage. I mean, do you know how hard that is? So, as you can see, I'm over here in the desert. I've done trains, I mean, I've made this factory. There's so much more that's happened over at the home base. I started blueprinting, making turbo power, because that was the last episode I was working on before I lost all my footage. But yeah, but look at, I mean, we got trains. I built train stations. Now, if anything, I mean, I guess it's not a complete loss because, like, you see this train here, the way it looks now. This is not where it was. These were not the designs I was using. I've rebuilt this probably 20 times. So a lot of the videos were me redoing trains. Like, originally that was coming from this way, and then I decided to swing it out over that way, and then it was going over here, and then out there, and then over there. I mean, as you can see, it goes way over here now. I've moved power lines around probably 150 times. But yeah, so the long and the short of it is, so I'm I'm really a redundant person when it comes to like saving my files and stuff. In my past life, I was a semi-professional photographer, so I know all about redundancies and saving your files and then saving your savings of files, and there's just a lot of things that I know about. And so I'm gonna go into a little tantrum here about hard drives. If you don't want to watch, thanks for watching and all that. But yeah, I lost a bunch of footage. That's basically the core of it. But so what I usually do is I buy the bare hard drives, just bare hard drives, like ones you would put inside of a PC, and I use like a docking system. They're not that expensive to get a docker. Oh, that's weird. Look at that. I'm actually under the railing. So I get a docker, and then I just, dock it to my computer and then move my files around. Well, I moved my office around, and unfortunately, I I couldn't find my dockers anymore. I found the cables, but I couldn't find my dockers. They're like little pieces of plastic, that you put a hard drive in. You can put like a solid state drive or just a regular hard drive. I just couldn't find them. And of course, where I live, like, there is no really big electronic stores near me other than like Best Buy. And Best Buy never has that type of stuff, especially around here. And so the closest place would be Micro Center. But the closest Micro Center to my house is about 100 miles. And I really don't want to drive 100 miles to buy a $40, trinket. I mean, I could buy a fancier one. Granted, I probably could spend a couple grand at Micro Center buying a new computer and updating this computer, but that's something I just don't want to do right now. It's something that's going to need to happen, but um, right now I don't want to spend that kind of money. And so instead of doing all that, I went to Best Buy, and of course, I don't know if anybody has been to a Best Buy lately, but oh my God, they're not the same anymore. They're they they're like empty. I mean, it's the first time I've been in a Best Buy in years, and there was like nothing there. And so I couldn't find any of their external hard drives, and so I finally asked somebody, and he takes me to this little corner in the store, and he goes, "This is all we have." And 99% of it was thumb drives and like small external hard drives. Nothing beefy for, saving the files like I'm doing for this, because each one of these files that I save, they're anywhere from 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 gigabytes each, because I try to make the files as big as possible with the most data as possible, so that way when I upload it to the YouTubes or anywhere else, it's at least a halfway decent file. You know, because there's so many things that happen to those files and all that. So anyways, so they did have two external hard drives that actually had terabytes, and one of them was a Western Digital Black 8 terabyte one. Now, I am not going to complain about Western Digital. I've had their hard drives longer than I probably ever should share to admit. I mean, even like the first Western Digital hard drive I ever bought, I still have it. And I can tell you right now, I mean, that thing's probably 20 years old. And it's a whopping, hold on to your hats here, it's like 20 gigabytes. And it was expensive to buy that damn thing. But it still works today. And the black hard drives, I've read online that a lot of people complain about them because they make a lot of noise. Okay, I've owned 3.5 of those now, because the last one died on me. But my other 3 that I've bought are still running just fine. They're hooked up to my Xbox and PlayStations and all that. Never had an issue with them, especially with noise. And I have multiple people that I know that have them. Noise has never been the issue. Now, heat, yes, they do get hot. If you do plan on using one, do not put it like in a case or a cabinet or something. I would leave it, you know, where air can get around it. I would even maybe put a fan on it. It does get hot. I will say that. And, but other than that, I've never had an issue with them. And usually, too, when the external hard drives like those crash, usually you can tear them apart, pull the hard drive out of them, and you can get all your files back. Usually what you have to do is, if you know how to solder, or if you know somebody that's soldering or knows how to solder, they can remove all the stuff off the hard drive, and then it just turns into a regular base hard drive again. And you can save all your files. But this time, for some reason, I lost it all. And also, I don't know if you knew about this or not, but it is the anniversary party. This is absolutely hilarious. And I think we can smack the piñata here. Yeah! We get another one. But yeah, I mean, really? It's an anniversary. We got pizza, and we got balloons that you can smack around. This is hilarious. And the music's hilarious, too. But yeah, and so after it failed on me, I had my friend, you know, take it apart. And sure enough, it was like all the files were gone. It was like, are you kidding me right now? So yeah, so I lost all my stuff. So I lost about 20, 30 hours of gameplay. So that was fun. But like I said, you saw some of the updates I've done. I am going to continue. I mean, that's all I can do is just keep doing what I'm doing. You know, it is what it is. The only other sad thing, I don't know what happened here, but I lost my doggos. I have no idea where my doggos are. The other one's gone too. I don't know what happened. I did read, though, that you should have foundations under them and not let them sit on the ground like this. I also read that it's probably still here. It's just in a weird spot or something, and you have to, like, try to locate it. And when you locate it, you can, like, click on it to, like, change its location or something. But I have not been able to find it. Because I guess it's stuck in the ground somewhere, is usually what people say. It gets, like, moved down or something. I don't know. But yeah, other things that happened, though, I did have a power grid issue, and so now you'll see that I have all these, I set these things up to kind of like, you know, so now if something trips, or if I have power issues, it basically turns off all of my factories and the hub, and just leaves the coal plant running by itself. So that way I don't lose power again. That was a complete shit show. Luckily it was an easy fix, but And that's why we're getting into turbo power. But yeah, so that's all I got for this update. Really sucks, but I'm going to keep going. I hope you guys like it. Let me know. Other than that, have a good one. See ya.